Hey guys, it's Luke Deckard, founder of Back 9 PT and Performance. What I want to talk a little bit about today is a few self-hip mobilizations that can be a great thing to do pre-round to just get some hip mobility going. Generally, these focus a little bit more for hip internal rotation, but can still be great if it's just kind of feels tight overall and it doesn't seem to be a particular like soft tissue injury. So great to do pre-round, or if you've just got some stuff going on around the hips. So I'm going to show you, we're just using a Rogue Monster band. I've got it anchored here to the bench, but a lot of times it can be great even just around the post if you have that at home or at the gym, just around any kind of like bar or squat rack, just something you can give some great tension to. So check these few movements out, let me know what you think. All right, so this first movement that we're going to use to work on hip internal rotation, we're going to be facing out away from the bench or like towards the camera. So you're going to loop your leg through the band, kind of be facing away as I mentioned. Get that thing tight into the hip joint itself, so it's going to be kind of up towards your groin. So that way the band is pulling back here. Then what I like to do, because that's already going to promote a little bit of distraction and hip internal rotation there, but to really get this, then we're going to go down with our hand towards the ground, and then we're going to act like we're doing a few like T-spine openers, or kind of like a modified version of the world's greatest stretch. So here, when I'm really there, this is going to be hip internal rotation, and for a right-handed player, that becomes in general like a similar position to what the hip has to do for the backswing. So just kind of getting into there and really repping that out while the band is providing distraction can just be a great way to get that loosened up to improve the hip internal rotation for the swing. If you're having more issues on your follow through, feel free to just switch it to the other side, and then you would pump down and kind of turn that way with this leg forward. So band would be here now and we'd be going out. So if we're looking to improve some hip posterior gliding for internal rotation, give this one a try. This exercise is going to be another hip self-mobilization with kind of the Rogue Monster band here. So we're going to get back into it right around kind of our groin. The first move we're going to do is facing straight away from it. So you're going to get out here where there's good tension, and then you would just rock back. So when you pull up, obviously there's going to be more tension, and when you go back, it's going to release some. Here the bench is trying to move some on me, so I can't really go as hard as I'd like. But the key is keeping that really tight up into the joint so that you get a nice kind of inferior posterior glide there. Now, the second version of this I really like to do with my players is a lateral distraction. So now the band is pulling this way, and I'm still going to perform the same rock back. So I get this in a great spot up around the hip joint, and then I rock straight back. So again, here, what the band is doing is pulling essentially the joint a little bit out in the socket, and then we're kind of taking the hip through its normal range of motion. So that's going to improve a little bit of the internal rotation that's going on there, especially if you have any tightness or hip discomfort. So again, this can be a great move to try like pre-round. So give that one a try, let me know what you think. After working on these hip stability and mobility moves, one thing we can do to recheck is look at it in standing and then look at it in sitting. So these are great just kind of self-check for home. So if I want to see how well is my right hip moving now, I can get into this kind of slightly athletic posture, slight knee bend, hands on my hips, and I can rotate back swing, looking to see if I can get at least 60 degrees here, and then follow through, again, looking for at least 60. So I can do that kind of self-check, see, okay, hips seem like it's moving a little better. Let's double check here. Now in a seat, we can also look at seated internal rotation and kind of play a role and see, okay, maybe before I was here, now I'm up here, I know that my hip is moving a little bit better. So again, it's just that check. When you do this one, just make sure that you're not like really leaning over. So we're just really taking that out. This one we're looking at like 45 degrees, but again, if you do these after, before you do your motion, and then after, we're just looking almost like a test or retest to see does it improve and can we continue to build on that on our own.